We're here with junior field hockey goalkeeper Kate Mitchell. Kate, you guys are wrapping up the regular season this weekend. You're headed back to Virginia to play VCU, a team the Hawks are kind of familiar with, but this is their first time playing in Atlantic 10 play. What's the mindset of the team playing an opponent, sort of for the first time?
We keep preparing every day, try more and more at practice to make sure that our skills are right and that we're knowing what the opponents do so that we can prepare ourselves. But playing on a whole new team is exciting at one point, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. But I saw VCU my freshman year, so anyone who's below me, all the sophomores and freshmen have yet to see VCU. So it's going to be an exciting game. They're a good team, so we keep improving.
Now, not to look past the next game, but on Sunday you guys are headed across town to play the rival Temple Owls. What kind of atmosphere do you expect between the teams or in the crowd? It's a regular season finale. It's a rivalry game with tournament implications.
Temple's a great team, and we have a rivalry in almost every sport with Temple here. And it kind of stinks that it's at Temple, but our fans are going to come and cheer us on, and it's going to be a good game. It's always a hard-fought game by both teams, so we're just hoping that we can give it our best and hopefully come out with a win.
We're here with head tennis coach Ian Crookenden. Coach, the men's and women's teams competed this weekend at the ITA Regionals. Tell us a little bit about the performances of some of your players.
Well, the ITA, of course, is the Intercollegiate Tennis Association, and we are in the Atlantic region, which pits us against the schools in Virginia and Maryland, Washington, D.C., West Virginia, a very strong area. The top teams in the country, ranked teams are there. So we sent a good contingent of 9 boys down to University of Virginia for the men's qualifying and the regionals there. And the 8 qualifiers had to get through 2 rounds. Finished up, 4 of our boys went all the way through. So 50% of the boys who qualified and went into the main draw were from St. Joe's, which is an outstanding performance, especially considering we had some young players there who qualified, like Andre Zuria, a freshman, Pierre Brondeau, who's a sophomore, just completed 1 semester in the spring going into this fall. Tommy Gates, a senior, and he came through, and Dan Barris, a junior. So we really were excited that they beat some good opponents and against some tough competition, and they proved themselves worthy of being in the top 64 in the region.
Now, what about in the women's side of the bracket down at Virginia Tech? You mentioned Christina Eisenbrand won the SJU Invitational flight she was in, and then had a solid performance in Blacksburg.
The women run it a little differently in that they don't have as large a qualifier nor draw. They're more selective in their the numbers that they're allowed, because they play all their tournament indoor at Virginia Tech. So consequently, we had 1 player in the main draw who was Davy Jadeja, because each school gets 1 team and 1 individual in the main draw. And then Christina was selected and moved into the qualifying rounds. She had a very, very good win over a strong player from Liberty, went 3 sets, and then with only an hour's break, she had to play a strong Temple player, one of the top seeded players in the qualifier. And even though Christina won the tiebreak 7-6 in the first set, then she got a little bit tired and hit the wall, so to speak, and lost 6-2. And then I finally had to stop the match when she was trailing in the third due to the fact she'd rolled her ankles and was just in considerable pain, and it was physically best for her not to continue. So she performed admirably. Had she been able to play 1 match a day, undoubtedly it would have been better. In the doubles, Aurora Davis and Davy played a tough match in the main draw and went down 8-5 to a strong team. So overall, it's a more limited exposure for our women's team, but once again, they played well and proved that they can play and compete with the best in the region.
We're here with men's soccer head coach Don D'Ambra. The Hawks dropped 2 very close games in the Atlantic 10 this weekend, falling to St. Louis on Friday, 1-0 nationally ranked team, and Butler 2-1 in the home finale on Sunday. The Hawks have played numerous conference games in which it's been determined by 1 goal. Very close games in the conference. Coach, could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's been a bittersweet season so far. We've had some really good results. We've knocked off some good opponents in regards to conference, our Atlantic 10 conference. games, we've had 5 losses, and they've all been determined in overtime goals or literally last 5 minutes of the game, just heartbreaking letdowns where either we made a silly mistake, giving the opposition a chance that they've executed, or us in the attacking end just not making that one play to win the game. So we've been very close to, could have easily been in the playoff hunt here for the A10 conference play, but we just weren't able to execute it. But I'm proud of our guys for competing against top programs and putting us in a situation where we can win these games. But at the same time, it's very disappointing in where we're at in the season.
With 3 more games remaining in the season, all on the road, you guys have LaSalle and Fordham next weekend, and then Temple as the regular season finale. What will be the focus at practice for the next coming weeks?
Well, we met as a team to regroup after this weekend, and regardless, we're a young team. We're building for the future right now. So in that regard, we have a lot to play for. We constantly need to improve in areas. There are 2 soccer 6 matches against Temple and LaSalle in the last 3, so we still are competing in that league, and we want to do well. And at the end of the day, it's bragging rights in the city to get those results. And like I said, we're still motivated. The team is still working extremely hard and improving week by week. So we're very happy in the progress we made from last year to this year. And we're just as hungry and focused to get results in our last final stretch of games.